5 years ago today, the CARR fire exploded in size and raced toward the city of Redding, forcing the evacuation of tens of thousands of people. Action News Now reporter Camille Acevedo spoke with first responders 5 years later about what that night was like for them.
5 years ago, the order went out to evacuate Redding. First responders went to battle the CARR fire. Meanwhile, thousands of people, including their own families, packed up and left.
A lot of the city of Redding was evacuating, and I'm having to do what I can for the job, and still having my own family in the back of my mind. So there's a conflict there in your mind, but you can't just walk away and go handle your own things. You have a job to do.
It was all hands on deck. I mean, most of us were home at that time. When we got the call, it was after 5 or 6 o'clock, and come into the police department, get dressed, and they started sending us out to different areas.
Both Lieutenant Renault and Battalion Chief Sawyer are just two of the first responders who stood at the front line of the fire. Some held the line battling the flames, and others helped people evacuate. It was all hands on deck. Sawyer, who was working as a captain on an engine at the time, tells me they did the very best to defend as many homes and businesses as they could at the time.
Nobody really saw that coming. It was probably the most terrifying thing I've seen in my career by far.
Lieutenant Renault says as bad as the CARR fire was, some good came out of it.
I think it's only built us as a stronger bond between the public safety and the community. I think the community really stepped up. The days, weeks that we've worked trying to recover missing persons and people that were deceased. The community came there bringing food and bringing support. It made you proud to be an officer up here, and I think we still see that to this day when we, like today we went to.
The CARR fire burned more than 200,000 acres and destroyed over 1,000 homes.
Even 5 years later, it stings a lot, and every anniversary we have, it just brings up those emotions. So, pretty somber day.
These two first responders tell me that they will never forget their fallen brother, Jeremy Stoke, who died 5 years ago trying to save people. In Redding, I'm Camille Acevedo for Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Well, Jeremy Stoke was killed helping people evacuate that fire tornado that erupted during the CARR fire 5 years ago today as well. Family